Happy Tuesday, everyone. So, this is your girl Vocal with AJ Reese, and I am coming to you to say what we are blessed. You don't hear my boy Fred playing? In the light of no dark land, all the Lord's commands. Hey. Feeling good today. Feeling good again today, y'all. Yes. So, again, it's your girl Vocal with AJ Reese. And I am stopping in and I just want to be able to talk with you guys today about growing and outgrowing. But before I do that, Alexa, stop. So I want to talk about growing and outgrowing. So when I talk about growing and outgrowing, growing basically just means that we are becoming greater, bigger, and we're just outgrowing the space or the confines of where we were previously. So, I mean, when you think of babies, what do? They grow and do what? Outgrow what? Clothes, shoes. They may have liked a certain juice. Now they're older. They don't like it anymore. They've moved on to something else. Same thing with us. The same thing with us. So, growing, you know me. I got to give the definition. So, growing means undergoing natural development by increasing in size and changing physically. Back to what I just said. Newborns have a different cycle, physical development that they go through. You ever take your babies to the doctor and the pediatrician will, begin to weigh them each time they come to the doctor. They weigh them. After they weigh them, they measure them. They start checking, the ears, the eyes, nose, the throat, chest, heart rate, all of that good stuff. Yeah, same thing when we go to the doctor. So you notice that they used to weigh like, let's say 10 pounds. Now the child is up to like 20 pounds. So we all have the ability to grow and outgrow things. So the second definition to that is becoming greater over a period of time, increasing. And that's what we do. We should always increase in whatever it is that we're doing. So as I move on to outgrowing means we leave behind as one mature, to change as you grow. No longer behave or desire the former things. And I'm just looking at that and I'm saying to myself, there were so many people that I thought I would still be in connection with. I'm no longer in connection with. And it doesn't mean, that I hate the people or anything like that. No, it just means that we outgrew each other. We have nothing in common anymore. We've moved in separate directions. Our problem becomes at times we want to take everybody with us. Everybody. And it's like, no, Miss Ma'am. No, Mr. Sir. Not at all. Not going to do it. Not going to happen. So we have to know when the cutoff period is, because sometimes if you remain in that thing and you're together and you're yet outgrowing each other, guess what happens? You see this? Conflict, friction, arguments, disagreements, continuously. Why? Because you guys are doing what? You're supposed to two different directions. And that's the problem. Sometimes we outstay our visit and we shouldn't. And we get upset and angry. And God, like, I've been trying to show you and trying to tell you, but you just keep seeming to miss it. So what happens is the friction, it escalates. The arguments, they get bigger, worse. You ever been in a relationship with somebody? You know it's over, but your goofy tail just going to stay there anyway. And God, like, okay, so since you won't move, I'll cause him or her to move. Because sometimes we too goofy to make a decision. And he like, really? And sometimes we think, it's such a loss. No. Let me tell you something. One thing I've realized, even in my losses, I have been extremely victorious. Victorious how? I have gained so much more peace. You cannot put a price on peace. You can't. I can't go to the store, like I said in previous videos, and purchase peace. You can't. So what's the point of living in mental anguish or physical anguish with a person who means you absolutely no good. No, you're just, it's over. It's done. And it's not to beat you up and make you feel bad. It's not. But let me tell you something. When you're going through that process, it doesn't feel good. It does not. But as you look back, when I look back, hindsight, I'm telling you, I said to myself, girl, girl, it took you a little bit, but you finally got it. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. When I was a buck, and I was, with my children's father, and really that's what it was. I was with him. He wasn't really with me. He was with, that's neither here nor there. However, once I got tired, there was nothing or no one that could persuade me anything different. I did not need a choir to come and sing me a song to get me up out of there. Mm-mm. When Anika realized she and her children deserved so much more, see ya. And I'm going to tell you something. You guys are probably, you might laugh. You can. I don't care. Because now I can laugh at all of it. I'll never forget the day that I left. My youngest son was 2 years old. On his second birthday, we went over there. He thought it was going to be this birthday celebration. It wasn't. It was just me coming to make an announcement. The announcement went like this. I'm done. What do you mean you're done? I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with this. Whatever this was supposed to be. Done. Done. They did not know what to say. They were very taken aback, surprised, shocked. But guess what? I did not care. Did not care. Some of you guys got to do the same thing. You do. There were times I just, when I was younger, I just couldn't fathom my life without him. But let me tell you something. There was nothing fruitful out of me having my two sons that was beneficial for me in that relationship. It wasn't. It wasn't. So I'm just using that as an example to say you outgrow a lot of things. And it doesn't just have to be a relationship. It could be the neighborhood you live in. Maybe you want to move somewhere else even better. Maybe it's another job you want to go after. I say go for it. Once you begin to grow, or take it a step further, maybe the church you're at. Maybe you hitting and it's time to move on. That's okay too. Pray and ask God to direct you as to where to go next or what your next move should be. I can't answer that for you. Neither can people. Only God can. So I'm just saying that to say we use sometimes excuses or we're scared to make a move. We know we're outgrowing things. We know we're uncomfortable. We know we're miserable. I'm going to tell you another example for me. The church that my children and I, grew up in. I was a, young mother in my 20s when I joined a particular church. And don't get me wrong, word was amazing. Teachings were amazing. A lot of my spiritual foundation and background of what I have is from there. But however, it was time to move on. It was time. I was very miserable. I was very bitter. It was just, I'll just say this. It was just time to go. Hands up, down, feet up, down. It was just time to go. It was time to go. And, of course, they're not going to always like your decision of what you choose to do. We cannot make it about people. And that was part of my biggest problem, worrying about people being mad at my decision making. But remember, I just said to you guys last week, I am no longer asking for permission to be an adult and do what's best for me and mine. I'm not. And I'm going to tell you something. One of my best sister friends said to me, we were talking and discussing some things over the weekend. And she said to me, she said, you're going to really begin to be free, but without the anger. Because there's a lot of anger I still have about some things. If I can just be completely honest with you guys, a lot of anger. Do I want it? No. But I'm working through it. And again, remember, y'all, take it, bear with me. I'm working on some things. So as I do better for me, those things will slowly start to dissipate out of here. Away. Benito, finished. So again, I processed what she said and I told her thank you and I receive it. I receive it. You don't need me getting mad about it because it's true. But the thing about it is my decisions are for my well-being. That's why I'm doing it. It's for my well-being. It's not about I'm trying to, do this person to do them dirty how. No. It's for my well-being. It's for my overall wellness of health, for me. From my mental, my emotional, my spiritual, my physical, all of it. It's this is for me. So for me, this is almost, I told my husband and my sons and then we were talking. And I said, this is the year of no. From 22 going into 23. This is the year of no. What do I mean by that? I am no longer accepting things that I don't like or I'm uncomfortable with, unless it's the Holy Ghost that's doing something. Other than that, it's an absolute, it's a no. If these were things that continue to trigger my emotions or try to manipulate me into doing things or coming back into these toxic relationships and all, I say this is the year of no for all of that. Starting with family, friends, foe, neighbor, whoever. I'm not participating. You will not find me there. You won't. And I'm okay with that. Love you and God bless you, but it's absolutely no. So it's the year of no. So I wrote down a few signs of outgrowing people, things. Number one, you don't care to connect anymore. You don't. You have no desire, no appetite for it at all. None. None. Absolutely none. You're not moved by it. It's just a no. I remember when God was beginning to deal with me about salvation. And I'm not trying to get preachy on y'all. I'm not. That's not the goal. I just want to hit the bullet and be done. I used to club a lot. Love the club. When I tell you love it, love it. You simply had time for the percolate. It's time for the percolate. It's time for the... Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the more I went to the club, let me tell you what started happening. I started falling asleep in the club. I could literally hear people say, is she drunk? Y'all need to take your girlfriend home because why is she in the club sleep? It was almost like the Lord began to allow a spirit of tiredness to just come over me. And I couldn't control him. I kept saying, what is going on? But it was him. And I knew. And I wasn't a drinker. I'm not a drinker. I may have, a glass of wine or a margarita or whatever. But my limit for me, one, that's it. All that I'm drunk, I'm tore up, they got to drag me out. Tacky, not my thing. Never have been, never will be. So, I'm just saying that to say that's one thing I've started to realize that started sticking out to me that he was changing in me. Number two, the only commonality is the past. That's how you know y'all growing things. You have nothing outside of the past in common. My children's father and I, we had nothing in common. And I just have to be real and transparent. We say we grown. Okay, we grown. The only thing he had in common was sex. That was it. Because other than that, he had nothing to offer. Some of you women, some of you men, you're wasting your time. Because that stuff gets expired. It's corny and it's trash. Nobody's in bed all day long. Somebody got to work and pay bills. Booyah. Boom. Okay. So, number three, you crave new friendships and endeavors. You do. You want to be connected to people who are going places. They are already going places. You want people, they're already in full swing, making it happen. That's who you want to connect with, especially if you're saying there are things that you want to do with your life that require some of those very things. Who more to talk to than the ones that are already doing it? So, what they'll do is mentor you if you let them and pull you along so you can enjoy the journey and learn. Learn and grow as you go. So, last one that I'm going to give, you don't feel supported. I'm going to tell you something. The old church that my children grew up in and that I grew and learned a lot from, I didn't feel supported at all. I was only supported when it was things concerning ministry-based things. That's not a good thing, and it's not a good feeling. Then it's like, you're made to feel like you have to beg people to support you. I give my all. If I'm on board with you, I don't have to sit and give this announcement I'm on board. You will know. You will know that I support you wholeheartedly. You don't have to look for me. I will be there. But I'm going to tell you something. I ask the same in return. And when I don't receive that, guess what I do? I fall off. I'm not making no announcement. I'll just fall off. You know in your heart of hearts you ain't doing right by me or by people. You know that. Nobody has to tell you. But when you find the right group of people to connect yourself to and support them, they will support you. You don't have to look for them. They will just be there. Some of them, you don't even have to say what you need. They'll just start doing it. Those are the kind of people you want in your corner. Not people that feel like they're doing you a favor or you're bothering them. Let me tell you something. When I tell you growing and outgrowing people is necessary, it is a must. You want to see great and mighty things. You want to see God bless your endeavors. You got to get with the people who got the goods that want to be there for you as you are for them. Some of the hardest things you're going to have to do, and I'm saying it because I know it. I'm doing it. You're going to have to cut some of these people. Starting with family. You're going to have to cut some of them. It's not you don't love them. And I think the problem becomes why we always got to explain, well, I love you, but no. If you don't think if you don't think I love you after all this time, then we never had, then you, as Jesus said, you don't know me. You don't know me. Because if you really know me, I don't have to explain that. And guess what? I'm not going to. You'll figure it out eventually. You'll figure it out. And I'm not allowing people to make my personal decisions about them. No. So, I'm not going to keep you. That's all I have for now. Because we're going to continue to talk. It's your girl Vocal with AJ Reese. God bless you guys. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe. Remain safe. God bless you. Love you all. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget. Love you guys and God bless. Don't forget, we're blessed.